If you're a parent wondering why our kids today seem to face more health challenges than ever before, you're certainly not alone. While the CD admits to an astonishing high number of 40% of U.S. kids currently struggling with a chronic illness, other studies and experts put the number even higher at 50% and beyond. And one thing that we know for sure is that CDC, the FDA, and the conventional medical system are light years behind their research in admitting what's really going on with the chronic illness and autism epidemic. It doesn't really matter what path we look down with this conversation, whether it's from chronic and digestive disorders to chronic inflammation and autoimmune conditions, gut issues, and of course, other chronic, severe, life-altering neurological conditions such as autism, ADHD, sensory processing disorder, anxiety, epilepsy, depression, and so forth. Literally millions upon millions of kids and families are suffering when they should not be. While conventional medicine often focuses on genetics, bad luck, and they're also rushing to prescribe medications to only mask and lead to symptoms that are even deeper than the problem at hand, most doctors aren't talking about this deeper, real root, foundational problem is something that unfortunately many, even holistic-minded natural health functional medical providers are missing as well. The truth is chronic illness in kids is almost always multifactorial, and the root cause goes deeper than genetics, but we also can't just blame toxins and poor nutrition. Those are only a piece to the bigger story. What if we need to look even deeper than genetics, than gluten, than glycophosphate? What if all of these things are at play, but they're partially to blame along with the overuse of medications, antibiotics, and vaccinations? But what if even after all that, there's more to the story? What if the most persuasive and persistent cause of chronic illness in our kids and families is hiding right in plain sight? This video focuses on parents who feel frustrated and disappointed by the conventional healthcare, but also feel like they've already exhausted every single natural and holistic treatment that exists. If you tried medications, supplementation, detoxes, and maybe even things like hyperbaric oxygenation and addressing neuroinflammation, this video is specifically made for you. If deep down you know that you're in your gut, there's a missing foundational piece to the puzzle, you'll find it here in this video. We're going to dive into the real truth, the actual science, and the full story deeper than ever before when it comes to chronic illness in children. We're going to uncover the hidden connection between early stressors, the nervous system dysfunction and dysregulation, and chronic health issues in children. You're going to learn about the perfect storm, which is a concept that explains why so many children are struggling with chronic conditions, and most importantly, discover how addressing this foundational and very root cause through neurologically focused chiropractic care can help your child heal naturally and more completely than almost anything out there. We're going to start off by breaking down the perfect storm, the early life stressors which often lead to chronic illness. This complex health crisis begins with 3 primary factors to create the perfect storm in our children's developing nervous system. The first is high level of maternal stress during pregnancy and or fertility challenges. Birth interventions is going to be our second one. C-sections, forceps, interventions, vacuum extractions, having cord wraps. The third one is going to be early exposure to medications, antibiotics, toxins, and environmental stressors. And now today you can also add the extreme stress and overuse of technology, smartphones, exposure to the internet, social media, which places a lot of stress on our kids' nervous systems long before we traditionally should see these exposures. EMFs, and the list goes on to how our environment can add additional stress to our nervous system and its ability to overcome daily life stressors. Now that we've covered the perfect storm, let's talk about the role of the nervous system, the dysregulation, the dysfunction, dysautonomia, and what is subluxation? When a child's developing brain and nervous system are exposed to these stressors early and often, it causes their autonomic nervous system to shift into a sustained fight or flight response, which means the sympathetic nervous system gets stuck in overdrive constantly. It's switched on. This actually leads to chronic stress on the nervous system. Now, what does this look like? It looks like colic. It looks like fussiness in an infant, constant meltdowns, tantrums, troubles with transitions as a toddler or as a young child, impulsivity, behavior issues, and focus or concentration challenges in school in children-aged kids. Teenagers and young adults, they grow into anxiety, ADHD, POTS. This state of constant stress on the nervous system in our children, it actually affects their growth and development, which is going to throw them off developmentally. Early warning signs like colic and reflux, constipation, and chronic ear infections and developmental delays aren't isolated issues that they'll grow out of. They're actually red flags that there's a deeper neurological dysfunctioning happening. That perfect storm is brewing in their nervous system. And once it's thrown into a sympathetic overdrive, the imbalance that occurs, which is dysautonomia, it's going to dysregulate and shut down the core function of the body's developmental features. It's one of those things where we look at not having proper function or motor planning when the nervous system is constantly stuck in that sympathetic fight or flight mode. It has to steal energy from other main systems of the body in order to protect. The first system it disrupts is the gut and the digestive system. This shuts down digestive motility, absorption, and actually elimination, leading to limited detoxification pathways and capabilities, and leaving the body in a much more prone to build up toxins and unwanted bacteria, viruses, pathogens, and unfortunately parasites. The body simply can't get out of it. The next system that it disrupts and causes malfunction is our respiratory and our immune system. So sustained sympathetic stress leaves the immune system in a hypersensitive, pro-inflammatory state. So the neuro system and the sympathetic inflammation that can actually occur is now seeing these issues from chronic diseases in kids with autism and autoimmune conditions more than any other system that is significantly altered by the subluxation in their nervous system. This dysfunction within their sensory motor system in children with overall tone and coordination, this can lead to sensory challenges, gross and fine motor movement delays, speech delays, and more. Not only does the conventional medical system only chase symptoms and work on individual systems of the body versus the whole body and the nervous system, but also the functional and natural medicine does the same, just working on things like supplements or detox agents instead of addressing nervous system dysregulation head on like we do when it comes to neurologically focused chiropractic care. Nervous system dysregulation, dysfunction, and dysautonomia do not show up on any kind of medical testing, lab work, or blood work. What we can actually find is this foundational root cause with specific technology in our office called the Insight scan. The neurological scans actually allow us to look deeper than just what's happening with the symptoms. We can actually see things like the gut-brain connection and inflammation, and we actually find out why those core body systems are dysfunctional and off track. So the good news is your child's health challenges aren't simply a genetic destiny or bad luck. By finding and addressing these root causes, the nervous system dysfunction and dysregulation, we can actually help restore balance and function naturally to the brain and the body without relying on endless medications or interventions. At Cultivate, we use this advanced technology called Insight scans to allow us to assess your child's nervous system, and create a fully personalized care plan that addresses their dysregulation and imbalances head on. We use gently focused chiropractic adjustments to help regulate their nervous system. So if your family is ready to discover the root cause of your child's health struggles and learn about natural, drug-free solutions, we really encourage you to click the link in our bio or shoot us a DM or comment below. We truly cannot wait to get to the root cause of the chronic illness in kids, and we really hope that we get to be the next step in your child's healing journey.